Good morning, good afternoon out there, Merchant Services Slayers. Again, my name is Carson Cook, guys. Thank you for turning in. It's actually been a little while since I've actually done a video. I've actually been out traveling just a little bit. We actually will be traveling a little bit more actually coming up here in the next couple months. I'll probably go down to South America, hit up a few countries down there, kind of trying to travel and get away from this pandemic, so on and so forth. So hopefully we'll be doing some more videos too, taking you guys some pretty cool places out there, thanks to Merchant Services, credit card processing. So other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in to the Merchant Services Slayers. Today we are going to be talking about a second video to a two-part series of appointment setting scripts. This is going to be the prospecting script face-to-face. I know that I recently did a video of the appointment setting script as it relates to setting the appointment on inside sales or over the phone to gather the appointment, but this is the one that we're going to be talking about where we're face-to-face with merchants. We're going business to business. We hit up a mini mall, we hit up a mall, we hit up one side of the street, kind of come down the other side of the street. It's in-person setting appointments, okay, which is what we do over at Go Free Pay. It's what I've done for years. We're going to talk about 3 different things that are going to really help you when you're actually out there knocking doors, right? When you're actually out there physically putting in that work to get appointments for the following day. Now, I think that there is a common and a very general consensus on this from the different schools of training and thought. I'm going to give you my pitch to kind of show you what I do face-to-face in the field, which is going to help you get appointments that are set. But then also with all the other trainings, I think there's kind of a general consensus that when you're actually out there prospecting, you're not supposed to go into the sale that day. Okay, so technically a same-day close starts when you have an opportunity to sit down and go through a presentation. Okay, whether the call center sets you with the sit or you set yourself with the sit, but it's generally not a good idea to go through the steps of the sale on the same day as you meeting that individual. And it used to be we used to go around and collect statements, which is also a very poor way of actually selling processing, is to collect a bunch of statements and then kind of set a different date. It's effective, but it's not a 20 to 30 deal a month type of agent. Now the thing is, there is this purpose of collecting statements in inside sales. Actually, a very, very good method, and probably one of the only best methods in processing, is to collect statements over the phone if you're doing inside sales. But to go around and collect them, it does work for some people, but again, these agents are 10, 5, 10, 20, 15 deals a month, where this school of thought is more on 25, 30 deals a month or 40 deals a month as an agent running around effectively closing deals. And especially the fact that we've eliminated the whole statement thing completely when you have a shop that completely sells cash discount. It's not needed. It's like working in car sales and skipping the test drive. Just don't need that anymore, okay? So today we're going to talk about 3 things that are going to help you with your appointment setting script face-to-face when you're door knocking or prospecting. The first one is always the technique, no matter what your pitch is, sorry guys, whatever your pitch is to always discuss the elephants in the room before they're discussed from your merchant, okay? So the general consensus is when you're going into these merchants, you're going to get the same objections over and over and over again. It's, I'm busy, I'm happy with who I have, I don't have a lot of time right now, and what is this about? Oh, we just switched. I mean, whatever they happen to be, they're going to be very common, okay? So I like to hit as many of those off the bat as soon as possible. So when I'm actually walking into a merchant, I say, hey, John, I go, hey, John, are you John? Are you the owner? They're going to say, yeah, I'm John. How can I help you? Oh, hey, John, well, good, man. Well, I'm actually over here, grabbing something, and, I come in here like every Tuesday, but, and I know you're super busy right now, okay, so I'm not going to take up a lot of your time, and I know that you get a lot of phone calls for this. I mean, I really know that you do that. Not only that, but you probably have a lot of sales guys that actually come in and bother you, right? And believe it or not, what I'm going to actually tell you is you probably actually are already happy with what you have, but, so notice what I did there, guys. I discussed 4 most common objections when you're trying to set an appointment, and I alleviated the stress. So I told him I know of those 4 things. That way they can't come back at me later. Okay, super important to discuss the elephants in the room. That's usually the first part of my pitch, so that when I give my pitch, they have to listen because they know that I know all these things. So I'm not assuming communication, right? What that does is it alleviates a lot of stuff coming my way where I get a brick wall. All right, it allows me to go on to the next step. Okay, the second thing is that I want to give out, when I am prospecting face-to-face, as limited information as possible. I love to hang the carrot. I give the biggest value-added proposition that I've got, which is, hey, I can process your cards for limited volume, unlimited swipes. You can run $2 million through that machine. It's not going to charge you a penny. Now, I don't have a lot of time to go through it right now. Let's meet tomorrow. What time will work better for you? 2 or 3 o'clock. Okay, and I'm going to go through the whole pitch here, guys, with you just a moment. But what I'm doing here by limiting the information is I'm diverting it back to the actual end all goal, which is actually step 3, guys, or point 3. That's going to help you with your prospecting pitch. Number 3 is that you need to be 100% focused on the goal, focused on the objection, or the focused on your goal, like what you're trying to accomplish, right? Too many sales agents get too wrapped up in trying to answer as much information as possible for your merchants and letting them know all the information before they even commit. And that's kind of like window shopping. Now, if you wanted to spread out information when you're prospecting, your ISO probably should have sent an email. They would have sent an email or sent a flyer. They didn't need you. As agents, we're there to close deals. We're not there to spread information. Other than that, like I said, we're not highly paid billboards, okay? We don't just hand stuff out, okay? I mean, some people do. It's not very successful. I don't know of any agent that hands stuff out like that closes 30 deals a month. Please put in the comments if you do. But at the end of the day, guys, like I said, we're there to effectively close business. We're not there to effectively pass out and spread information, okay? So focus on the goal. It's like a light switch. When the light switch is on, it's go time. That light switch is like when you're a professional athlete and you get to play in the game. You get to see the games, but you don't see all the work they put into it, right? You only get to see maybe 0.5% of actually how much time, energy, and effort they put into practice, because they practice pretty much all day, every day, just so that you can watch a 2-hour game. So it's the same thing here, guys. You're looking at your focus when your light switch is on needs to be, I am here to set an appointment. I'm here to give information. I'm not here to explain our product. That can be done in the sales process, and actually is a component and a very important part of the sales process. So I'm not giving out too much information. I'm hanging the carrot. I'm giving the most valuable, value-added proposition right away. It's free stuff. It's unlimited volume of swipes. So if your merchant comes back and says, tell me about it now. So all these buying questions. I say, that's great. I just don't have a lot of time right now. Let's meet tomorrow. What time will work better, 2 or 3? I'm always circling back to the end all goal. I'm staying focused on my goal, which is set the appointment. So when my light switch is on, I'm the steps of the sale. But when I'm prospecting, my light switch is off, and I'm in prospecting mode, which means my product that I am selling is not processing. It's an appointment. Like if you were going to take an appointment and put a bow on it and make it a thing, okay, like we sell at Centrix, right? That is my product. That is what I am selling. So when I'm out there in the field, my job is to sell appointments. I'm just selling them. And it's common with this pitch to go out literally day by day and set at least 3 to 4 to 5 appointments for myself the next day. Very easy to do. A lot of experience with it, but at the end of the day, with these 3 things, it's important. So first one is discussing the elephants in the room. The second one is giving limited information. Giving the information by putting that information off, deflecting. An objection, right? In objections, we call this deflecting. Deflect, circle back around. Deflect, circle back around. Give an excuse, circle back around. And then number 1, make sure you're focused on your goal. Your goal when you are prospecting is not to sell processing. Your goal when you're prospecting should be setting an appointment to sell prospecting, right? And you're never going to get the world's best audience coming in that cold, okay? Coming in where that merchant sees you for the first time. Because even if they say, well, look, if you can't do this right now, then I'm not going to have time. Well, then I'd say, well, even if you did have time, you probably wouldn't do it with me anyway. You just met me. So I'd flip it back around on them. See, why would you make a decision with someone you just met? Let's meet tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Right? So think about that for a minute. And the second thing is even if they're very nice and like, look, I have time now, let's do this. Then I ask if they have a broken machine, if they hate their current provider, then yeah, I might go on the steps of the sale. 99% of the time I won't do that. Okay, I'll just go for the appointment. But that 1% is not something you need to study. Okay, you need to be studying the 99%. Reset the appointment. Okay, because you're going to go through the beautiful steps of the sale, and they're always going to come back with that objection at the very end, no matter how good you were. With, oh, I just met you. Why would I do something today? Like, I just met you. I'm not going to. It's a great program. I love it. Carson, I never make decisions on the same day. So when I set the appointment or the call center sets the appointment and I walk into the steps of the sale and the merchant says, I never make decisions on the same day, you can say, well, I don't either, but this hasn't been the first time we've chatted. You talked to our call center. You talked to me yesterday. So if you made a decision today, it's not really the same day. Okay, so think about that. 3 tips. All right, guys, so keep rocking and rolling. Let's kick some ass. I will see you next week, Slayers. Let's have a super solid sales week. Talk to you soon.